You ever buy a place thinking you're finally getting your peace and quiet, and then wake up smack in the middle of a neighborhood war you never asked for? Yeah, that's what happened to me. One day I was just a guy signing a few closing papers on what I hoped would be my little slice of California paradise. The next I was public enemy number one in a homeowners association turf battle I never even signed up for. Literally, I wasn't in the HOA. But that didn't stop them from coming for my backyard like it was the last free picnic spot on earth. So let me back up a sec. The house. It wasn't just a house, you know. It was my new beginning. Weathered shingles, wide glass doors, a yard that ran right up to a stand of old eucalyptus trees, and then just beyond the blue shimmer of the Pacific. God, I needed that kind of space after the divorce. I wanted distance from people, from drama, from having to explain why my grass was half an inch too tall. First night there, I cracked a cold one, dragged a camp chair out into the yard, and just listened to nothing except the wind and the far-off clank of a buoy. For the first time in years, I could breathe. You know what I mean? Of course, that was before I met Karen. And, yeah, her name really was Karen. No points for guessing that one. Next morning, I'm out wrangling a stubborn garden hose when I hear the rapid-fire click of heels on my driveway. I look up, and here she comes marching over with the kind of posture that says she's either leading a parade or a coup. Blonde helmet hair sunglasses, worth more than my old pickup, and this little leather folder tucked under her arm. Doesn't even bother with a handshake, just offers her hand palm down like I'm supposed to kiss her ring. She hits me with, "Good morning. I'm Karen Snell, president of the Seabs Heights Homeowners Association." She says it like she's announcing herself at the Oscars. I wipe my hands on my jeans, shake her hand out of politeness, and just say, "Jeremy West, and I am not in your HOA." That gets a condescending little laugh from her like she's playing along with a child who doesn't know any better. "Oh, I know, but your backyard, it's remarkable," she says, waving at it like Vanna White. "We're developing a community cinema night, and your yard is perfect. Imagine families, popcorn, kids, string lights." She pulls out this brochure, stock photos everywhere. I cut her off real fast, told her it was a great idea for someone else's yard. I bought this place for privacy, not movie nights. She tightens her smile and says, "You'll change your mind. People always do." Famous last words, right? At first, I figured that was the end of it, neighbor lady with a vision. I'd politely declined we'd all move on. Flyers started showing up in my mailbox. Then a volunteer stopped by to try to sell me on community spirit. Then Karen herself back with a whole folder, landscaping diagrams, projector placement schedules. It looked like a full-on pitch for an outdoor stadium. I told her one more time, absolutely not. No crowds, no movie nights, not here, not ever. She left, but the way she looked at me, let's just say I had a bad feeling. A month goes by, more or less quiet, aside from the occasional passive-aggressive note from Karen about missed opportunities for togetherness. I was working a lot, got pulled away to Texas for a work gig. Some courthouse mess had to leave the place locked down tight. When I got back after 4 days, all I wanted was my bed and maybe a leftover pizza slice. Instead, I pull into the driveway and spot lights out back where there shouldn't be any. There's music, the clatter of a crowd, laughter, and applause. My first thought is, well, guess someone's having a party. I come around the house and my jaw just about hits the grass. My yard, my sanctuary, has turned into a full-blown carnival. There's a giant white sheet strung up as a movie screen, folding chairs, beach blankets, 30 or 40 people, sprawled out kids sprinting through my tomatoes, someone grilling hot dogs on my flagstone path. And dead center on a little portable stage, Karen is holding court with a wireless mic like she's the queen of suburbia. I just froze. Honestly, it was like watching someone rob your house in slow motion but with popcorn. I see my side gate lock cut clean through chain, dangling like some sad afterthought. No doubt how they got in. So I do what any rational person would. I pull out my phone and start recording. Evidence, right? I get everything: crowd grill stomped, garden broken lock, Karen smiling like she's hosting the Oscars. She hasn't seen me yet. I back up, slip inside, and call the cops. 7 minutes later, red and blue lights are bouncing off the eucalyptus trees, and the crowd starts scattering like raccoons caught in a dumpster. Parents herd their kids, teenagers, bolt people, packing up like they can erase the crime by folding a lawn chair fast enough. But not Karen. Oh no. She's still there, mic in hand, telling everyone to stay calm. This is just a misunderstanding. Jeremy agreed to all this like she thinks if she says it loud enough, it'll be true. Cop waves me over. I point to the broken gate and say, I wasn't even in the state. Nobody here was invited. Karen's got the nerve to whip out a fake email authorization signature, looked like it was drawn by a left-handed 5-year-old. Officer asks for proof of ownership. I hand him my deed. Karen's getting nervous now, sweat shining through her foundation. You'll change your mind, Jeremy. People always do. Except this time the cops aren't buying it. The officers start clearing everyone out, documenting everything. Karen tries to whisper at me, think about your reputation. Do you really want to be the guy who ruined movie night, lady? I'm the guy whose house got invaded and garden trashed while I was on a business trip. That's who I am. She stomps off, muttering about lawyers. I told the cops to press charges, absolutely 100% yes. Next morning, my yard looks like a frat party and a hurricane teamed up. Trampled grass, flattened garden beds, burned spots on the patio where the grill had been, and of course another HOA flyer stuck in the porch railing, one man against the community. That's me, apparently. By lunchtime, there are leaflets up and down the block, complete with a stock photo of a crying child and a little note at the bottom encouraging neighbors to share their thoughts with Jeremy West in person. Cute, right? Someone even shoved a "you don't belong here" note under my door. But here's the twist, because life isn't all bad. There's always a wild card in these stories. That afternoon, a tiny lady in her 70s, Betsy Thompson, knocks on my door. Retired librarian, lived across the street forever, she says. She's holding a thumb drive. I was filming the moon that night, she tells me, caught your whole yard by accident. And let me tell you, her footage is gold Karen with bolt cutters directing her HOA minions, like she's Cecil B. DeMille, all of it in glorious night vision. Betsy's got more spine than anyone in the neighborhood. We make tea. She hands me the footage and says, never liked movie nights. Too many bugs. I hand all of it to my lawyer, Rhonda. Tough as nails, lives for this kind of fight. She gets the press involved, subpoenas, HOA financials, digs up receipts showing Karen spent almost $5,000 of HOA money on her little cinema project, all logged under emergency infrastructure with her own digital signature. Rhonda hands it all over to the police, and suddenly this isn't just neighborhood drama anymore. A detective in a uniform show up at my place, take statements, copy the files, and next thing you know, Karen's getting arrested on her own front lawn in tennis whites, clutching a green juice and a clipboard like it's a shield. Her mugshot hits the local news, the HOA board scrambles, and Amanda Pike, the vice president who once called to apologize for the confusion, looks like she's aged a decade overnight. The emergency HOA meeting is pandemonium, folks, yelling about misused funds, a retired dentist going on about secret playgrounds, some guy in a Hawaiian shirt yelling about dictators' projector parties. Amanda gets booted, board dissolves, and suddenly neighbors I'd never met before are leaving banana bread and apology notes at my door. Even the guy who threw popcorn at my roses slipped a Home Depot card into my mailbox with a note. For damages and for being a dumbass, you can't make this stuff up. Meanwhile, Karen launches a GoFundMe for her unjust persecution. It gets overrun with sarcastic donations. $5 for trespassing classes, 10 for bolt cutter rehab. Someone even remixes her speech with police sirens and it goes viral. The page vanishes. Karma, right? Trial rolls around and Rhonda's got the receipts, the videos, the financial audits, everything. Betsy sits in the back row knitting a scarf in HOA blue. Karen tries to play the victim, but the judge isn't buying it. He finds her guilty on all counts: trespass, fraud, misappropriation of funds. 3 years in county jail, full restitution, banned from any HOA forever. The board dissolves within 48 hours, Amanda resigns, the whole thing collapses. After all that, I finally get my peace. Neighborhood quiets down. New folks move into Karen's house. Nice people brought me granola and apologized for any lingering projector ghosts. Betsy and I start walking Sunday evenings by the eucalyptus grove. The garden recovers. I plant a new rosemary bush just for spite. And on the gate I hang a little metal sign, private property. No public events, no exceptions. You know, I never felt like some crusading hero, just a regular guy who wanted to be left alone. But maybe that's what standing up for yourself is. It's not about winning, just not backing down when someone decides your boundaries are optional. So what do you think? Did I do the right thing, or should I have let the popcorn fly? Drop a comment below. Tell me your wildest neighbor story or how you'd handle it if the HOA came for your yard. Let's hear what you'd do if your sanctuary got turned into the neighborhood's next big attraction.